not sure when you guys will be seeing this vlog, but as you can tell, I'm putting on a hat that says Awesome Dad. My first load is coming out of KCS. So right now they have me in get an empty from here to KCS, which is technically called across town. And then from KCS I'm gonna pick up a load that goes, I even forget where it's going, but I believe it's going to probably Dallas. I forget, but I'm gonna stop by here, get me some coffee, pick up my paperwork, and then head to KCS. I have my paperwork. Now I'm ready to go to Wiley, and then from Wiley, as I said, I'm going to Dallas, which is Kimberly-Clark, and then from there I'm gonna go to Walmart in DeSoto, do a pickup that comes back here, and then from the rail I'll do a delivery that goes to Colgate in Fort Worth. Like some of you out there, when I was growing up, I did not grow up with my dad. I grew up with my mom, and I remember the first time I met my dad, I think I was about maybe 10, 11 or 12. I don't remember exactly what age I was. But look, there's no way I'm gonna pass there, so I have to go through the other side. When I turned 16 years old, my mom sat down with me and explained to me exactly what happened between her and my dad. And after hearing the explanation, I felt sorry for both of them. It was none of their faults. It is a long story that I can't, of course, tell you guys because it's to do with the family, but it was none of their fault. It was something to do with other family members. But the one thing that I really appreciate growing up is that I was brought up with love. I grew up with my mom. I grew up with my uncles, my aunties, my grandparents, cousins, and all these people showed me love. Never at one point did I feel like I am lonely or that I'm not loved. And so for me, looking at my life and who I have turned out to be as a man or as a dad, a father, I think I owe most of that to two things when I look at my life and reflecting upon it. It's one, the love that I was showed by my mom and by the other family members that were around me, the ones that helped bring me up. And secondly, it's my relationship with God. I am so grateful that I was introduced to God and I was introduced to the personal relationship, having a personal relationship with God, because those are the two things that I think I can attribute to that have helped me turn out to be who I am. Now, I must give credit where credit is due. Even though my dad was not physically involved in my life, in bringing me up, he did take care of me financially. He paid for all my tuition to do with school. So he was involved in that aspect of providing for me. So I would go there to pick up the check so that I can be able to go to school. So he was able to provide for me when it comes to school. But when it comes to being there with me as a dad, I did not grow up with a dad. And I think sometimes for those of us that did not have dads in our lives, when we become fathers, when we become dads, then we may not know what to give to our children because nobody showed you like how a dad is supposed to be. And so it is very easy for you not to know what to do. So for me, what has really helped me a lot is, again, my relationship with God, because the way I am bringing up my children is things that I'm learning from the Word of God. When I look at the Word of God and say what the Word of God wants me to be as a man, then those are the things that I try to bring into parenting. Of course, I do listen to other people that have gone ahead of me. I do try to, if it's reading a book or listening to a tape or listening to advice from other men that I think are good role models to their children, then I will take that advice. But I will say that growing up with love was one of the most important pillars. And to me, when I go to bed sometimes and I'm thinking about my daughters, I think one of the things I regret a lot, or one of the things I beat up myself a lot, is sometimes I feel like I do not give enough attention and enough time to my daughters. I don't remember if I had somebody say this or I read it somewhere, that love is spelled T-I-M-E. In other words, love is spelled as time. That time you spend with the people you love, that is what shows that you love them. So it's very easy as a man sometimes to be caught up in thinking that providing for your family is what love is. Even though that is part of love, I think as fathers, we need to remind ourselves, especially when our kids are still young, because when they are really very young, that is the time when they are looking up to you. I look at my daughter and sometimes she will say things or do things that I know that she is saying them or doing them because she saw me do them or she had me say them. And sometimes I'm talking about now the older one, the one that is turning 6 next month. Sometimes I will see her like watch some of these videos that I make, and she has this interest in the videos, and you can see that she's trying to do things like you do them. And those things, sometimes I look at such things and I'm like, I need to be very careful because they are watching me, they are listening to me. But I think one of the things that I really want to do is show them how much I love them. And for us truck drivers, especially for those of you that are over the road, I appreciate you going out on the road. For those of you that have young children, because you are going out there to provide for your family, that is important. But the other thing that I want to encourage you to do is to remember that there are things that are very, very important that will kind of bring about stability in your children, that I don't know how to say it, but here's the way I can probably say it. I did not, when I was growing up, we were not like very rich, or let me just say we were not rich. And I don't remember at any one time feeling like we were poor. Because I was loved, I never felt like we were poor. I think it is the love that I cared about, or that did not even, it never occurred to me that we were poor. The only time that I thought of myself as maybe like somebody that comes from a poor family is if I compared myself with somebody else who was rich. If I compared myself with people who had stuff that we didn't have, then it would kind of maybe surprise me, and I would be like, oh, how comes we don't have that? But I didn't have this concept of rich or poor. All I knew as a child is either we had something or we did not have it. So when it comes to young kids, all they care about is not the stuff. It is the time we spend with them, the love we show them, the hugs we give them. And I think for me, every time I think about my daughters, I think the regrets that I have are those times that I miss to just stop what I'm doing and go sit down with them to their level and just get into their world, where I can just play with them and talk with them and just hang out with them. Sometimes I am overwhelmed with the stuff I have to do, or with the, like the things around the house we have to do, that I forget sometimes to just chill and settle with my daughters. So I say this just as a way to encourage you fellow fathers, first and foremost, just to say congratulations on you being dads, and just to say happy Father's Day, but also to encourage you to take time to reflect on what you are doing as an investment in your children, not in terms of material stuff, but in terms of how much love you are pouring out to them. What kind of memories will they look back and look to? Because if you are to take time and think about your life and look back to your life, you will realize that really the things that mattered to you as a child were not material stuff. It was the love that you were shown. It was the stuff that you cannot buy with money. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's something that I was reflecting on today, being Father's Day, and hopefully that you guys can reflect on it and decide to really invest in your children, your boys, your girls. Even though you are over the road, when you get back home, take the time to hang out with them and create memories with them and invest time with them. headed to Kimberly Clark in Dallas. So for those of you guys who want to come and join JB Hunt, I just want to remind you that you can send me an email, moses@driversuccess.com, and I will make sure somebody gives you a call as soon as possible to let you know what opportunities are in your place. Now, I know the majority of you guys just want to go to the website and you want to make the call yourself. That's fine. My only request is that you remember to let them know that I referred you by simply giving them my name and my alpha code. My alpha code is KANM8. You just tell them Moses has referred me to you. If you don't tell them that, they won't know, and so I won't get credit for it. But if you let them know that I referred you, they can be able to give me what they call a referral bonus. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me a lot and it motivates me to make more videos like this one. So until next time, guys, stay blessed and stay safe. Again, for the fathers out there, happy Father's Day.